Okay guys, so this is underneath the hood of my Jeep Renegade. I have a 2016 Jeep Renegade Trailhawk Edition 2.4 liter engine. This is a plastic cover. When this gets lifted up, there's 4 slots, okay? It's a 4-cylinder vehicle for 4 spark plugs. On top of the spark plugs is what they call an engine ignition coil. Each spark plug has its own coil. The coils, the parts were about $55. The labor to diagnose the service engine was about $210. I'll show you the bill somewhere in this video. But at the end of the day, my 2016 Jeep Renegade Trailhawk Edition has about 90,000 miles on it. So everything is out of warranty. Within the past week, I had the spark plugs, all the spark plugs replaced. Why? Because the mileage, it was just at that time to proactively get them replaced. Also, the car was rough. Once you get past about 50 miles per hour, it was kicking. And what happened was the engine was misfiring a little bit. And eventually, even after the spark plugs got replaced, the service engine light came on. Hooked it up. I went to AutoZone. AutoZone, or Advanced Auto Parts, I should say, will hook your car up to the engine diagnostic computer for free to at least tell you what error code you're getting. The engine diagnostic hooks up inside your car underneath the steering column, and I'll put in the video somewhere or in the thumbnail of the video what the error code was. The error code was showing that cylinder 1 was misfiring. Okay, so all the way to the left is cylinder 1, which has its own spark plug, and which has on top of that the ignition coil. And the ignition coil was bad. That's what was replaced today, even though the spark plugs were replaced last week. So I can't say that your experience will be exactly like this, and I learned from each experience. I was in the dealership today for about 4 to 6 hours, something like that, probably closer to 4 hours. They were pretty good. About $300 the bill was for replacing the one engine coil ignition. They also did service software updates to the car, so that may help a little bit. But that just gives you some background. If you go through a service engine light, and if it's not the thermostat, you know, I did another video prior that the service engine light came on one time in the cold weather and my 4-wheel drive stopped working, and that was because of a thermostat in the engine blew. But this is different. The 4-wheel drive was in place. The car was rough when it was driving. It was bucking, and you felt it. So this is some of the symptoms. Maybe you'll experience it. Maybe this will help you. I'm not a car mechanic. I'm not very knowledgeable, but I'm learning as I go, and I'm sharing some experience with you. If you have a Jeep or maybe just any type of car, this will give you some type of insight. And if your car is rough in idling, or if you're driving it and it's kicking, the engine is misfiring, it could either be the spark plugs or the engine coil above the spark plug that's causing a problem. And depending on how many cylinders your car is, that'll determine how many spark plugs. Like a 4-cylinder car, which I have, has 4 spark plugs and then 4 engine coils for each spark plug. All right, that's some information for you. Hope it helps.